Okay, we are live, so hi there, everybody. Let me know if you're here. I see I have 8 viewers. We'll just let it. Hi, Donna. Hi, Teresa. Teresa, call us tomorrow, okay, about yesterday's sale. Wait till after 11. Please and thank you. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Alice. Put your fishing pole away. Hi, Marlene. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Marianne. Hello there, Lucy Joe. We're starting with a spoonful. Huh? Okay, I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. It's not. Make sure we got directions. Did you receive your email? Let me know if you don't get your email, because every week it seems like 1 or 2 people does not get their email. So if you don't get it, let me know. It's set to go out at 2:45. Okay, I'm gonna stand over here. Can you turn the cameras so that you can see me? Okay. All right, we're adjusting the camera for a minute. We're gonna get started, but we just have to tell you that today has been the OMG day. Okay, so at 9 o'clock I had a meeting on the phone with somebody. I don't have, by the way, my car is in the shop, so I had to get a ride from my 18-year-old daughter. Really? Okay, so then I had a meeting at 9 for the shop. And then I had a meeting at 10 with a class of one of my students, classes of students at school. Then I had a meeting at 11 with my principal. And then what did
then it was lunchtime.
Then it was lunch in between, things. Then Robbie had a meeting at 1, and then the Time Warner, the Spectrum guy, came at 1 to fix our internet that's not working right. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, but it was a shit show. and then our other sister, Maria, showed up with kids and dogs. And then I'm trying to print from my computer, and now I can't print. So this is how Anna and I are starting our meeting today, with a whole spoonful of Jell-O shot. I don't even care. Okay, and I think it was Donna Grant who said, I don't even know how to make Jell-O shots. Well, let me just tell you, this is 1/3 cups of schnapps, peach schnapps, 1/3 cup of coconut rum, and I buy the cheap stuff. 1 cup of boiling water, and 3 ounces of Jell-O. Now I want to point out to you that I have that memorized. I don't cook and I have that recipe memorized. Okay. This is black raspberry Jello,
Yeah.
I think.
It was old Jello.
It was old Jello, and you can tell. The raspberry that we had last week was the best.
It was.
But it was fresh Jello, and this is old Jello from Sharps, and it's not really worth it. But
it's
Marlene
fine.
made a delivery today, and I will be partaking tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're gonna have some of that tonight.
Or tonight. All right. So let's get down to business, ladies. Today is the last piece of your puzzle, kind of. So this is the last part that you're going to sew together. And once you get these pieces put together, then you're going to take all of the parts that you've done over the last 4 weeks, and you're going to arrange them into a block. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. You are going to figure it out, but give it a couple days before you post on the Facebook group, because when people start putting their pieces together, they want to kind of figure it out too. So give them a couple days for everybody to catch up and get their last piece put together, and then start playing with your layout and figure out if you can figure out what the block is, and then share it on Facebook, and we'll see if anybody can figure it out before next Wednesday. Next Wednesday at 3 o'clock, Anna will show you how to make the block and what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so today is another easy day. All right, I will turn it over to Anna now, and she will get you started.
Just like she said, it's another easy day. I'm just putting some things to the side, and then we're gonna put it down.
Oh,
whoops!
Camera down, camera down.
It's not in there right.
Okay, it's all right for now.
All right, so what do you have for the screen?
Right here is good.
All right, so we're at part 5, and you're going to be using the last pieces from your fat quarters, which are the 6 by 4.5. I have a couple set aside. I've already done my work except for these 2 pieces.
Overachiever.
I don't have that much time to sew anymore. So your 6 by 4.5 inch pieces and your 3 by 4.5 inch rectangles from your background, you're going to put right sides together and match up your ends and stitch a 1/4 inch seam. I have 2 set aside, and you're just going to do that to both of them, and you're going to end up with this piece. Oh, look at that. This piece and that piece. The Presto Changeo, here they are. And this is what you're going to end up with. This piece will make a block that measures 4.5 by 8.5. And if you can tell, I did press it just out towards the background, just because.
Yeah.
No reason other than that's what I did. I just finished pressing the rest of my blocks, and I will have these to stitch together tonight.
So how many of those are we making, Anna?
We are making 32.
32. So this is going to be a piece of cake, because last week you had to do 128? And the week before you had to do 128. 32 is going to be like, you could do that in your sleep. All right. So that'll be easy peasy, but give everybody maybe a day or two before you start posting ideas of what your block is, just so that everybody can, think about it. Okay. And then in the email that I sent, if you read that, I told you that we have a little bit of a surprise for you. Okay. So Anna's going to show you this.
So I had some extra pieces of my background, and of course I had extra pieces of my fabric. I know you all won't have extra pieces of your background, and we don't either.
Many of them, most of them
we do not. But this is what I made with it. This is one of my, a little bit more. Okay. This is from one of my one of our favorite designers, I guess.
Yeah.
Pattern designers. This is by Jaybird Quilts, Julie Herman from Jaybird Quilts. This is her rock candy, and this allowed me to use all of my pieces I did have to add one because you need 18 pieces. So this is my constant, and I had to add this color, which I just went and found a color that matched right in. So I had to have 18 different times 2.
Right.
36
Rhombuses.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
Which,
So you have an extra piece left over from your fat quarter. And out of that extra piece, you can get 2 of these.
you
so
can
you
get
can-
lots of them.
Right. So you see she cut 2. Here's one and here's one. So there's 16 fat quarters times 2. There's 32. Plus if you use your constant, there's your 17th, and then she supplemented with this one piece. So you might have to add one more color, or you just add one of your favorite ones, whatever. You just need a total of 36 of these pieces.
These shapes.
Yep. Okay. And you're going to, and you can make rock candy. She happened to have enough of this background, so she could use that as her background as well. You may have to supplement because I know you don't have enough background. We might have some of it, but we are really scraping the bottom of the barrel for most backgrounds that we gave out to you guys. So Anna's going to show you this a little bit more.
So these are using I used her sidekick ruler because it's smaller, and the size you needed was this size. It just made it a little bit easier for me to cut versus the big one. If you're going to make a purchase, obviously, and you only want to make one, this one is where you would go, because you can use from 1.5 inches to 8.5 inch rule piece. That's how big of a piece you can make. Where this one is 1.5 inches to only 4 inches. It is half as big.
Right.
I just prefer this one when I'm working with the smaller pieces, less bulk to play around with.
So I always tell people when they come in to buy a ruler from Jaybird, you can always go smaller on this one, but you can't go bigger on this one. So if you're not sure whether you like it or not, maybe start with this one. That's the bigger one. It is $27.95, but start with this one because you have a lot more variables, a lot more options, whereas with this one you don't. However, this one is a little bit more easier to use. It's not so unwieldy as this one on these little pieces. We love Jaybird quilts, okay? And there is another surprise coming for you in the next couple weeks with Jaybird, Jaybird and this ruler. So just be thinking ahead, okay?
I use this ruler a lot. It's one of the ones that we have and we use all the time.
Yes, yes. So Jaybird Quilts is also the author of Gravity Gazebo that we did in our sale 2 weeks ago. Rock Candy, this is that. Nova.
Sweet Tooth.
Yep.
We've done a lot.
Night Sky, Dawn, Daybreak, whatever. And I'm going to turn this camera up, Anna. And let's talk about Nebula for a second.
I'm so excited about Nebula.
You talk. I'll see if I can grab that.
So Nebula is the new block of the month that will be coming out in January. They tell us that it's going to start shipping maybe December 2020 and come out in January for a block of the month by Julie Herman. She's been taking a hiatus for a little while she had her first little one. And this is the quilt. It uses, makes me tweak, 84, is that right?
91. It uses 91 different fabrics, 84 of which are fat 8s.
Which is an insane number of fabrics.
Fat 8s, and then 7 is background yardage.
So we did and are purchasing some kits. We have ordered some. However, if we know that we have several sold beyond what we've ordered, we will try and order them now because I am not cutting 91 separate pieces of fabric.
Right.
We are not doing it. It's just too much.
So I have sent out emails and I have put this out on Facebook, but I'll tell you guys again, if you are interested in the Black of the Month program, it is $325 for the kit. The kit comes in 3 installments. So you get the whole thing for $325. It will make a quilt that is 97 by 96. It is the queen size. Yes, all the kits are the same, Alice. So what they tell us is that if you want to go, the pattern has multiple sizes.
Yes.
If you want, the pattern is made for the queen size. If you want to go smaller, then you'll have leftover fabrics. If you want to go bigger, then you'll have to buy yardage to make up that bigger size. And we will have the yardage that you need.
You only need a few more extra bolts and we'll have those bolts on hand.
Right. So what we're asking though, because we have to order these ahead of time and we have to order them in blocks of 10. So it's a lot of discrepancy there. So what we're asking is that you think about this. It is a $325 commitment. You also, it includes the pattern. It does not include the rulers, and you will need both the sidekick or super. I'm not sure.
It's the super
It's the
sidekick
super and the hex and more.
The hex and more, and I don't have mine with. Her patterns always do show what size, and you could trace a template. However,
I wouldn't. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's really not worth it.
Her patterns show this little template in here that is what the size that you're going to see. I'm hoping that you can see it, but that means you're going to have to trace it. Yep, you can see it. You're going to have to trace it and then hope that every single one of your pieces is the right size after that. When, it's kind of a big purchase, but I can't tell you how many times I've used this ruler. And the smaller ones, you can throw scraps together and have a gift ready in no time.
Yeah, and your margin of error is a lot smaller on this than it would be if you actually traced your own pieces. So again, what I'm asking, or what we're asking for the Nebula, it's $325. We will not be doing it as a class of the month. We will not do it once a month. We don't have the classroom space or the time for it. However, what we will do is we will try to offer, like every other month or so, open sew kind of day where you come up here and Anna and or I, depending on our schedules, will be here and we will help you with the rulers and get you going on your way. And then what we would like though is that you make a $50 deposit to reserve your kit. That way we know how many of them to order and that we know you will buy it once it gets in. We are giving you until June 1st to do that. Okay. What would you say the skill level required? Alice, on anything that Jaybird does, I would say intermediate, maybe.
It's not a very difficult pattern, so a beginner to intermediate, if you had somebody around to be able to talk you through something. The way her patterns are made and the way the rulers allow you to, you're playing with 60-degree triangles. There's no Y seams.
No Y seams.
No Y seams. So it's sets you up to succeed. It does not set you up for failure. It sets you up so that you know your quarter inch is where your quarter inch is. And I've made 2 gravity in a short period of time, and I don't foresee this one being much different, that it'll be hard to make.
The other thing that I like, and Marianne Bullitt will like this too because we're both lefties, it doesn't matter that I'm left-handed with this ruler. I often use it upside down, but I can see the numbers through it. And I may flip it, and Marianne may flip it in a different manner than you guys would, or righties would, but you still get the same. It doesn't matter. You still get the same shape out of it. Yeah. Okay. So think about the Nebula and whether you would like to be part of that. You have until June 1st to get $50 into us. You can call and give us a card number or mail us a check and we'll sign you up. And think about the rock candy. So the rock candy pattern is $6.50. And then you can think about whether you want to buy the sidekick or the super sidekick to go with the rock candy. as well. And this, remember, this is rock candy.
And
Okay.
and this is just one of the examples. She has a lot of different patterns that before you jump into a huge thing, you could start something small.
Yes.
And understand how the ruler goes. I can grab gazebo too.
Yeah, it's
that
by the
uses
sewing
hexamore.
machines. Yeah, so Anna's gonna grab gazebo for a minute, and then we'll end this and move on. But these are really easy, and you can do this. Do you have more of the tulip pink navy background? Yes, the seed stitches one. Yes, we do have some more of that. All right, so here's the other ruler. Jaybird actually has 4 rulers: the sidekick, the super sidekick, the hexamore, and the mini hexamore. The mini hexamore is like this big, and it's literally on a keychain. It's not worth your time.
Not unless you like miniatures.
If you're gonna make minis, then fine. So the hexamore is what you need to make this. This was on our live sale a couple weeks ago, and we've done this in numerous times, and every time you do it, it's a little different, because this time I put the reds strategically along the outside so that you would have this red star. Okay. And actually, since we're at a limited group, I'm going to show you something. What did you do?
Yes. Oh, that's right. Who knows what she does sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to go in the live sale one day. So I'm just warning you, but you're going to need the rock candy pattern, and you're going to need the ruler, either the sidekick or the super sidekick. Okay. Because, and can you see this? Nadira, what kind of fabric is this? All right. So this is a rock candy made with the Tulip Pinks homemade line. But this was very strategic. All right, so I'm going to lay it down and move my camera so that I can show you this, because this was very strategic. Okay, in the center, I used the busy hands, and okay, send me the rock candy pattern too. Yep. So in the center, I used the busy hands, and I fussy cut them. Okay, I fussy cut 6 different hands. Then around the outside, now Jaybird did this this is the night line. Jaybird did this, and it's on her website in the afternoon, the noon line, the blues. So you can look at it, and that's where I got the idea. But I figured, they've already got a picture out of the noon line. I'll do the other line. So this was fussy cut. Then I went, these ribbons are not fussy cut. This is a 2.5-inch strip. This is fussy cut. I fussy cut the rotary cutter, the threader, or the seam ripper, the scissors, another pair of scissors, these little snippers, and these little snippers. Then the outer row, I did not fussy cut here, but I did end up, where is it? I did end up right here with a perfect spool of thread right there. Okay, so I did not fussy cut this, and I did not fussy cut the pins and needles, but they had the sewing machine fabric in the sample that I saw, and they didn't fussy cut it. And when I got my fabric, it was like dead air space. So I used a different fabric piece, and I did fussy cut it so that I would have some of the heads of the machines and some of the petals of the machines. And then I used the green seed stitch as the background, and the backing is the pins and needles. And if you can see this over here, let's see, there's a spool of thread in a sewing machine, and there's a pair of scissors right on top of the scissors. So pay attention in the next few weeks for this, and we will work on kitting this up and getting this out to you. Look at this. Okay. All right. So any other questions, shoot us an email or give us a call tomorrow, please. We have somebody coming in to look at something on our Wi-Fi again. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next few minutes, but I hope that was fun. And now what a great use for all those little pieces they have left. You can cut them up into little hexamore pieces or sidekick pieces, these geometric shapes, and make these really cool things. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see. I will take a look through these comments and let's see. Kara, yes, rock candy and super sidekick. Patty, rock candy and super sidekick. Mary, rock candy. Okay, I'll go through these comments and get back to you. All right, thanks, ladies. Have a good night.
Will we be able to see the comments?